Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing a bug playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet. So we're stuff on and we are ready to head on our journey. So now here we're going to get a choice of our starters. We got Sprigatito, we got Coco, and then we got Quaxley. Pretty easy pick here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick the Fire Croc. I mean, it's a Fire Crocodile, man. Who does want one of those things? Yeah. So I go ahead and pick Coco, even though it's not going to matter in this run. I just kind of need him to get my feet wet in the game and get us our first bug type. We're going to go ahead and name him here Mr. Cole. We're going to go ahead and have our first fight against Nimona, but she's like pneumonia. She feels like pneumonia in this game. She'd be pestering you the whole time, man. Beat her with ease, and then we're going to get our first bug type here. Get success, and then we are going to go ahead and name him Elf, otherwise known as ELF. For my classic movie watchers here, you know what that is. Drop in the comments if you know exactly what that is. So we're gonna over here, and Koraidon is clean for health. He's gonna go Super Saiyan. Don't beat some Houndoom's ass. We're gonna follow him because we're like, hey man, what's going on? Yeah, and we roll up on Houndoom here. He's like, yo, what you doing in my crib, yo? He's gonna crunch us, and like, obviously, man, if that got through, we would have been devastated. So meet Arvin here. Gonna go ahead and fight this Squirrel here, and yeah, as you can tell, this is gonna be a tough playthrough. Alf just gets fucking slaughtered by the squirrel. They're gonna have to have Coco come here and finish the job. But then I'm gonna have to actually get rid of him. Then I get Scatterbug. I think I'll stick him up to our team here. And we're gonna go and name her Layla. So we're gonna go here. So do some training here, just get them all bulked up. Gonna go against some other trainers here on the first route. Throughout this playthrough, I tried to pretty much fight every trainer that was on the route here. Didn't go out of my way to fight them all entirely, but tried to get pretty much every single one along the route. So here we're gonna just get Layla and Alf all stacked up here. We're just gonna go for the Stun Spore after we get the Parahacks, and we're just gonna keep going. Speed Boost and Struggle Bug in, take care of the Houndour. Move on. At this point we get to the game where now we are going to get introduced to the Team Star storyline that goes along for the rest of the game. Layla's gonna get some action here. And then there's a little Shrudo here is gonna be a pain in the ass. So then I was like, you know what? Okay, gonna have to get the speed boost here. So now Elf. Hopefully Elf can get some shit going. Get some Parallax action there. Struggle Bug, just keep trying to get some bonuses going on in here. It doesn't matter. She's a physical attacker, so obviously that's gonna struggle here. Keeps going, but luckily Vegas are not to play, so he's just gonna keep his stat lower than me, and that's what helps me out here. Then we get Layla to evolve. We get a little Spupa. Going, and then we find a little cluster of Combi, and I was like, oh, we got a female. Perfect. Now we can end up getting Vespa Queen added to the team. I'm gonna go here and name her Duck Queen. I was gonna name her Killer Bee, and I was like, what? We can't even name her that? That's crazy. What? So, gonna go ahead and just name her Queen. Anyway, now let's do Duck Queen. And here's gonna get more action here, and then very shortly after, we are going to get her in the pavilion. Go right here, start training outside here. We get a Kricketot, so I was like, you know what? This Kricketoo might actually be pretty solid here. So didn't even have to do damage, was able to just like just throw a Pokeball, catch it, low catch rate, so that was perfect. Cricket's out here. We're gonna go and name her Viola. Because crickets like to chirp, 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 make that music. And then very shortly after, we take out a mass shift here, and then pretty much we get her leveled up. And now Cricket's gonna be our little Cricketoon. So we're gonna get a quick look at our team here. We're gonna have 4 on our team, and then we have 2 fully evolved Pokemon here. So at this point, the game is going pretty good so far. I'm gonna go through here and get through our first gym test here. Over here, I'm trying to see if I can do a shortcut. Obviously, I can't. So I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna go right around. Once we get the off of the basket, then you're ready to challenge the first gym. So we're gonna go ahead and take her on. She's gonna set up Nimble. Overall strategy here is pretty much just to use Fury Cutter, just compound on the stack damage that comes with that, and hopefully Viola's gonna be able to come in clutch. So she's gonna set a Teddy Ursa. She's gonna go ahead and Terrestrialize. Here I'm just banking on Fury Cutter here. She's gonna bring me down to pretty much a 3rd health, so it's not gonna be a big deal. And then I pretty much take a Teddy Ursa, and then with that we get our first gym badge. So then we move on, and then we're gonna catch our next member of the team. It's gonna be our very own Nimble, and we're gonna go ahead and name him Kix. Gonna get on going here. Just stacking up some HP, and then now we're gonna get Tarantula to evolve into Spidops. That's gonna help out a lot too. Spidops is more defensive heavy, so that'll come in clutch. So over here, Viola's gonna go ahead and take out Cloth, the Titan here. Pretty much she's already being shown to be carrying the team pretty much with that Fury Cutter stack. So we're going to go in and do one of these solo raids here. It's going to be a Pineco. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Pineco's another bug type that we can definitely use in this playthrough. Go ahead, catch Pineco. And then we're going to go over here and name her Helga. This fortress is going to be super bulky. And then we're going to go in here on an expedition on our second gym test here. Go ahead and catch all these Sunflora. Then we're going to come across this last one here, and he's going to be like, hey, I want some of the business. Fight Optimus just bug bite that thing, get rid of that. Now we're ready to go ahead and challenge the gym. Going to turn in our batch of Sunflora. And it's like, all right, perfect. So now we can go ahead and be this. I'm going to go in here and be like, hey, it's a grass gym. We have an advantage here. It's going to be easy. Oh, boy, was I wrong. We pretty much get through the first 2, like, no problem. Then Sudowoodo is what turns out to be the biggest problem here. He's gonna go into Terrestrialize on the grass side. I'm like, okay, so I got a type advantage here, gonna bug bite. I'm like, dang, I did not realize how little that was gonna do. He's got Rock Tomb too, so now I'm like, okay, now I gotta really try and do something here, because if he gets one of those out, it's pretty much gonna be a wrap. Spidops managed to take one of those. I'm just gonna try and keep lowering his speed here. I mean, he's got Trailblazer though, so I can't really do much. It's a Nimble. Nimble just gets destroyed. 4 little kicks. And then there's that. So our first attempt did not go over very well. So I'm like, okay, gotta go back to the drawing board. See how we're gonna go ahead and take out this guy. So go back, take the walking chain to the Pokemon Center, get rehealed, and then say, okay, let's see how we want to re-strategize this. Well, I mean, let's try again. So I go in here, Spidops. Gonna go ahead and do pretty much similar strategies before. Just gonna knock out the first 2 and see through the level up if it's gonna make any difference in taking out the Sudowoodo. gonna go and get the speed boost, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, insurance here. They're gonna take damage, but I'm like, damn, it really did nothing, man. It did nothing to this Super Ludos. Now I'm like, okay, well, Kix has to try and carry this, but obviously he's not even gonna outspeed Super Ludos. Okay, well, we're gonna go back, train up some more, and then we're gonna end up catching another member of our team here, Benanat. I mean, with all this Benanat's doing the elf here, I'm like, damn, man, I actually just take a Benanat in this team. Obviously, he's gonna do better than Spide Ops is doing. I was like, Jesus, man. We take the Benanat. I'm gonna go and name him Koga-san in memory of Koga from the first generation. So at this time, I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm taking out Viola. I know Viola can get the job done, so I'm just gonna go here and go for the Fury Cutter stack. So now we're up 2. Small is gonna come out. We're gonna get our third one in. Perfect. So at this point, like, hey, Sulo is gonna come out with on the 4th Fury Cutter. This should be plenty. Let's go and Terastallize. So Viola goes for the Fury Cutter. He's got Sturdy, so I'm like, okay, well now he's going to get the speed boost here with Trailblaze too, but it's not going to matter. I'm going to go in here, and Viola's going to come in clutch once again and get us our second embed. Then after a little bit of battle, we're going to have enough experience to get Combi up to best for Quinn. Add that to our team. And we had a pretty cool encounter happen over here. So we were just rolling around here, just getting more experience rolling. And then I was like, wait a minute, what's that over there? No, not there, over there. Am I tripping right now? Sure enough, it was a shiny Meryl. I was like, what? So clearly we can't do anything with it for this playthrough, but we're definitely going to catch it and then transfer it out later. And I was like, okay, well, this thing's actually starting to be a pain in my ass right now. I was like, come on. So we're going to go over here, and then we're going to get our next battle with Pneumonia. Just send a Rockruff. I already know I'm at 4 times disadvantage here, but I'm still going to try to go for a one-hit KO with the side beam. Obviously, it wasn't going to work. But now we're going to get the Fury Cutter sweep going with Viola. So we get 2 in. Now, can we get a 3-peat? Let's go. And I got the flank. She's like, are you kidding me? It still didn't even matter. At this point, Viola's starting to prove that she's like actually going to be very vital for the team at this point in the game. So pretty much supersedes Spinox is my main Pokemon, pretty much. So now we're going to go ahead and start our third trial here. Pretty much all we're going to be looking for the director and a bunch of backgrounds. Pretty simple. He's like over there and under pick the table. Wait, see you, man. You fool nobody. Lexio comes out after this guy, and we're just going to knock him out. Second scene, he's pretty much just camping inside the Pokemon Center. He's like, hey, got your dude, you ain't fooling nobody. Now we get through all that stuff. We go heal up. Wait for the gym. Swap around some people here. And we're ready to go. This was another gym that honestly was giving some trouble too. I completely underestimated how difficult she was actually going to end up being. But we go in here, we're going to send out Helga here. I'm hoping to bank on the actual rollout damage here, but I didn't realize Watch Roll was actually going to be that big of a pain in the butt here. So like, hey, okay, I got 3 rollouts in. This should be pretty good, but apparently Bella Bolt is actually pretty fast, so he's going to just completely outspeed Helga, so she's got nothing going for her. I was like, okay, well, maybe Vespa Queen, I can try and pull something out here. But this on this challenge, I'm like, okay, well, I'm already paralyzed now. Vespa Queen's not going to do anything on this one. So Queen's out. It's okay, well, Spidops is out. And at this point, all I can really try and do is just try and keep stacking damage. But then Spark obviously going to be an issue. Keeps getting me paralyzed. I'm like, damn, okay. Well, Villian comes out. Good old Layla. I'm like, hey, maybe she can actually go ahead and take out this thing. And it doesn't, so I get my ass kicked on the first time around. I'm like, okay, well, see how we want to do this. So I look at the other team members. Okay, we're going to give Benenet a chance here, see if Benenet can actually do anything here. So we're going to go for the same strategy, try and do the rollout damage, at least get Watchel out. And this time I actually get a little bit extra health here, but it doesn't matter. Helga still gets taken out. Take Benenet out here so I can see what Benenet can do. It's going to get paralyzed. So already I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be ridiculous. Bring out kicks, try and get something going here, but I'm like, hey, just keep, if you can't get any hits off, at least try and bring the defense down. So Spidops pretty much is going to be the one that tries and control this match, but it's not going to do much at all. And second attempt goes as a failure. So at this point I said, fuck it, I'm just bringing in Viola again. Viola has been proven time and time again. Except for this time, I was like, wow, a crit takes out Viola. So now Viola, at this point, once was invincible. Now I'm thinking, wow, we are now going to be really struggling. Third gym has definitely been a struggle. But of course, nothing's going to go right on this third one either. So I'm like, okay, you know what? At this point, I'm just bringing everybody. Everybody's getting a piece of this action. Hopefully with this, it's going to be enough to actually do something. So in this playthrough, we go ahead. Same thing, get Watchel out with the rollouts. This time, I pretty much plan on using Vespa Quinn to just roost, try and do something, but I don't even try and get that. I don't even get a chance. Kicks comes in, tries to do something, can't even do anything. Damn. So bringing Elf out, trying to at least get a speed drop or something. Apparently Belvolt's just fucking Usain Bolt in here. Elf goes down, I'm down to my last two. I'm like, okay, well, maybe Layla can do something. Bring down a special attack there, but clearly she's just gonna go for Spark. Takes Layla out, no problem. Alright, Viola, see what you can do. Fury Cutter, I get one off. Like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, not paralyzed. I get the second one off. Now we have Luxio come up, gets intimidated out. Doesn't matter. I get a crit. I'm like, this is perfect. So now, hopefully, I'm like, okay, maybe with enough stack Fury Cutters, I can actually go ahead and take out the mages. He goes for the hacks. Unfortunately, that's going to take out him. Okay, you know what? Back to the drawing board. We need to get some experience going. I'm going to get Nimble evolved. The Lock Kicks. So now, Kicks is now evolved. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe we can go back and actually challenge again. So we go ahead and do that same thing. This time I decided to leave with Layla instead of Pineco. I was like, you know what? Just keep getting some drains, because clearly she's just going to get destroyed once Bella Bolt comes out anyway. So we get Watchel out, Bella Bolt comes out. Go for the Psy Beam, hopefully to get something off of that. So I get some damage in. Queen comes out. And we're just going to go for the slash, just hoping for a crit. Don't get a crit. I get paralyzed. I just get fucking slammed. Now Helga comes out. I'm going to try and get some rollouts going here. Paralyzed. I missed the other rollouts. I'm like, okay, Helga's just done for the count. Elf comes out. At this point, I'm just trying to just do something. Get some speed drops here. Do some bug bites. Do some damage. At this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? we're actually going to be able to take care of this thing. So Bellbow gets taken out, and now we're on to Luxio. Spark, take out Elf. Poor Elf doesn't make it, but we got Viola in. I go for the Fury Cutter. Hopefully I can get it to activate. Swarm doesn't happen though. I still get the crit, so I'm taking that. So hopefully going for some strategy. Compound Fury Cutter. Let's see if it goes. Let's go for the Hex. I barely hang on. Get the Swarm boost. Get the Fury Cutter boost, and that's a wrap. And that's how we end up getting the third badge. So now we're gonna go on here to a one of the team star fortresses here. It's gonna be a fire crew. I was like, okay, clearly type disadvantage. I'm like, this is not gonna go well. But it's like, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Gonna send out Torkoal. Gonna send out Viola. I literally am like, I'm not expecting to win this one at all right now. So I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna try and do something here. But completely destroys me. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna challenge that. It was not even worth the film on there. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, proceed to the next gym and take on the other fortress. But we're gonna go ahead and get some more experience rolling here. Gonna go take on the Bombardier Sky Titan. At this point, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna counter. Elf, once he learns counter, it actually ends up becoming pretty vital. Like, hey, if he can't actually dish out damage, at least he can take it and then counter it. It's definitely going to be something that helps out quite a bit. And then lunge ends up being like a very cool move that Lockix ends up learning. Like, hey, with the attack drop every time, like it just comes out pretty clutch. So we're gonna go over here, and we end up challenging over and over and over again the fire team star fortress, and we just keep getting knocked out. I think I took this thing on like about 6 or 7 times. I just same outcomes, like bam, bam, bam. But this playthrough went ahead, and I was like, hey, Layla actually manages to get in there, just gets destroyed. Managed to get Helga out there. I was like, hey, set up reflect, at least do something that we can do here. And this pretty much the strategy. I'm just like relying on pressure and using pressure to allow it to just pretty much weaken itself with overheat and all the other stuff it's doing there, and just lower the PP moves there. And then can't even confuse the thing. I found out. I'm like, you kidding me? This is ridiculous. So the queen just tries to get some turns in there to just bring down the PP. And Helga gets burnt. I'm like, are you serious? But I was like, hey, doesn't matter. He's not going to be attacking. He's going to go in and just get the reflect up. Kick's going to come out here. And at this point, overheat is just like doing nothing. So I'm like, hey, I got to take advantage of this. I just keep lunging, getting the attack drops on there. And then once reflect wears out, I'm okay, you know what? Let's just keep going. At this point, now he's going to do a thing. But I get burnt. I'm like, you know what? At this point, it doesn't matter. We have the advantage. You just got to keep going for the lunges. Get to the point where now he's just crippled in both attack and special attack, so he's really just not able to do anything. So I'm like, okay, well, let's take it turn by turn, and just bring it down slowly. At this point, he's about to go out, so I'm like, hey, you just go and screech, bring it down, bring down those defense drops. And Lockix goes out, doing his diligent duty of just trying to cripple this thing. Gonna set up another reflect with Helga. And he's gonna go for the same thing. He's trying to screech me out and say, hey, I'm just gonna roll out at this point. Helga might be able to actually take it out. And it does. I'm like, hey, good job, Helga. So now we go to the Dark Fortress here. And this one's gonna be pretty easy. We actually do have a pretty decent type advantage here. So I'm like, you know, this might actually be pretty easy. So Layla goes in, takes out the Poniard, no problem. Riverboom comes out. He's going for the special defense drop. I'm like, hey, let's just at least try and get some HP back on here. Snarl's going to actually do some pretty damage, but luckily, Layla's actually going to be able to do some serious damage here. So Layla pretty much single-handedly takes out the base, which is great. So now we go and have our second base done. So after we get that done, we're going to go ahead and head out to the next spot here. We learn more about the storyline with Team Star. And I said, you know what? It's time for a makeover. I got to try and actually look like a bud catcher or something. So I'm going to go in here, do a little makeover, get some glasses. So after that, then we're going to get a backpack, get a new hat. Then now, you know what? Starting to look more like a bud catcher somewhat. So at this point, we look out and see, ooh, we got some more best in the desert here, so we're definitely going to get one of those. This Volcarona definitely has like massive stats, and honestly, out of all the bug types in this game, it's probably going to be one of the best ones we can get. So we go here, go ahead and name it as, what should we name it? Something about the sun, as asshole? Nah. So you know what? I think I got something here. We're going to go ahead and name him Find Out. Because definitely with this Pokemon, it's like, hey, Larvest is kind of shitty, but hey, once he gets bigger, man, it's, hey, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. Then we're going to get our next member here. We're going to catch Rillor. Goes home without a hitch. We're going to name her Miss Strange. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and just go straight for the evolution. Just, hey, okay. Just get all the tracks it needs to do. We're just going to walk all the way back to the other Pokemon Center. Get all the steps it needs, and then level it up, and then we'll be good there. After we level up Rillor, we're going to want to get the evolution going. Boom, we got a Rapska now. So now we're going to go to here, start the next trial. Do my experience in Pawn Stars, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to haggle this thing like no other. Be able to pocket some money out of this whole thing, and then we're going to be ready to challenge the next gym. So again, pretty much same strategy as before. Viola is going to be pretty much the one carrying the team. So like, hey, just go for the compounded Fury Cutters. But I did completely underestimate how fast Palooza was going to be. In this play, I was like, okay, you know what? Try and get some confusion out of here. Best between try and do something. And with Fury Cutter, I'm going to do the same strategy here, but barely pull it off. At least for Palooza. So War Trio comes down, okay, you know what? Shouldn't be too big a deal, but nah. War Trio is actually pretty fast, outspeeds, but Best Between isn't too fast anyway, so I wasn't expecting much there. So I'm here, I'm trying to feel out, okay, what move should I be trying to use for War Trio? Lunge, obviously, with Stab, and Swarm coming in, it's probably going to end up being a better one. Crabominable is okay. He's going to go Terrestrialize to Water type, so could actually try and get out Lunge, but unfortunately, I didn't get to that. So we go back again. This time, like, you know what, I'm just going to lead with Kicks. Let's go for Lunges, which turns out to be good for Palooza at least. I'm like, okay, so we got that done. War Trio, see if we can go ahead and get another Lunge going in. Barely hangs on. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I also get confused. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. But I get the lunge off. I'm like, that's crazy. Okay, let's see how this goes. So now we still got Crabominable out here. Gotta go for Terrestrialize. Crab Hammer takes kicks out. Okay, well, that's not the end of the world. Got Elf here. I'm like, hey, let's just go for the counter. See if we can do it eventually. First, gonna try and get a speed drop. Goes for the counter, and boom. And Elf finally does something to get us a badge. Alrighty, then we're gonna go over here, go back to the desert. We're actually gonna go ahead and take out the Great Tusk Quaking Earth Titan. Gonna get the burn over here with our Vesta. I was like, okay, cool. At this point, I'm just stalling this thing out with Helga. Gonna get cursed, just keep bulking. And with the burn too, he's just gonna be doing no damage to me pretty much. And I'm just gonna, hey, let's just go for the bug bites and just get him out of here. Arvin comes to the rescue, helps me double team Tusk. Rapska's just gonna come in here. Sensory, just knock him out. Try to at least. Now we got Pineco rolling. We got our Fortress. So we got our bulky bug here. With it being a bug steel type, that's definitely what's gonna be a good type advantage for us to have. It's gonna suck when it comes to another fire type, but he at least can. Fortress at least has better move coverage than most of these other team members I got. So easily gonna order the secret menu item here, secret formula. Gonna go ahead and face Larry with our newly evolved Fortress. We're gonna go ahead and get some curses rolling. He's gonna keep yawning, putting me to sleep. And I'm like, hey, Kamala can't really do anything to me, so I'm taking advantage of this. He's not switching out, so I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna keep getting as much curse as I can off here. Then, after I feel pretty confident, I'm like, hey, you know what? Now it's time to go back in the offensive. It's gonna get me put back to sleep, and I'm just, hey, let's just roll out sweep. At this point, I'm like, hey, you can do whatever you can. Like, they ain't stopping this at this point. He's gonna send us Staraptor, Terrestrialize, gonna get the rollout, gonna one-hit KO the Staraptor. It's pretty much a wrap. So Fortress gets us our next badge. Then, immediately after that, we get pretty much doing our fight. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready to fight her right now. Not with these three Pokemon I have, but you know what, let's see how it turns out. So I try and go for the same strategy, try and get some curses going. I'm actually taking a lot more damage than I was anticipating. But I'm gonna go and just go for the rollout. At this point, I realized I should have just gone for the heavy slam, but I wasn't thinking there. But it still worked out in the end. But Palma's gonna come in here, gonna get him paralyzed, and Helga's pretty much gonna be like nothing. Send out Elf, try to go for the counter. Doesn't take out Palma, so I'm like, okay, well, the second one does. He's got the Goomy, so I'm like, okay, well, I can't really do much. But apparently Goomy's just fast as shit, so it just takes out health anyway. And then I'm going to send out kicks, just keep trying to lunge, keep doing that. Okay, works out for Goomy. So now comes the moment of truth. Now we're going to actually try and fight the brand new Meowscarada. So now it's pretty close, and it's pretty much going to come down to a matter of speed. Unfortunately, Meowscarada outspeeds me. I don't get to win that one, but that's alright. So I'm going to go over here and take on the Steel Titan over here, Earthworm. And, well, Fortress isn't really set up to really take it on this guy at all. I ain't got really any moves that are super effective or even neutral damage, so it's, it is what it is. But luckily, Kix comes in clutch. We get into this part where Arvin comes in, helps us out. I swap back out into Kix. I'm just like, hey, let's just like low kick this thing, man. Let's just cripple this thing. Here it screeches, do a low kick, and it's done. So now we're gonna head over to the next Team Star camp over here. Knowing it's a poison type, I'm gonna go ahead and leave with Helga here. And now he's got earthquakes. I'm like, hey, this is gonna be perfect for here. Just keep earthquaking and get some damage off. It goes pretty well. Pretty much manages to barely hang on there. You can get some mud slaps on me. It doesn't matter. Even with the accuracy drops, I'm able to actually land some hits. That's good. I'm going to take over the river room here, so just going to keep going for the same strategy. It's got flame charge. I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be a problem. So, fortunately, it's going to take out Fortress. It's not a big deal. My strength here, going to go for the mud shot. And with the speed drops, I'm hoping that's going to help out later on here, because clearly she's not going to be able to knock it out. At this point, I'm like, who do I want to swap into? So I'm going to go Elf. And, luckily with the counter, I'm able to get some stuff going here. I'm just like, hey, I can get 2 off. Hopefully this counter will finish. But it's not going to finish, so they get the toxic spikes off, and it's going to be what it is. Elf goes down. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have much further to go, so it really doesn't matter. Whoever I send out next can pretty much get the job done. So I'm just going to go ahead and send out kicks. Old Pride and True, go through. Going to get out with the assurance, and it's a wrap. So that's going to get the next camp done. He's over here tweaking. Say, forgive me. I fucked up, y'all. You take out here. I get some more experience rolling up in this. Venonat's going to finally evolve. Venomoth. So we're good there. Now we got down our team. Gonna go over here, and this is where I'm gonna end up getting a little bit more make over here. Just go ahead and get some gloves, get some new shoes. Now we're rocking at least the color aesthetic that we could be rocking, so now we're set. So get to the next gym, and pretty much we're gonna lead with Helga and Miss Strange here. Gonna just go for the heavy slam, and then with Rapska, just gonna pretty much keep you doing some struggle bites, trying to get some drops there. Main strategy is pretty much just to get the skies off of the Mimikyu there. So Houndstone's going to come out. And we're pretty much going to knock him out pretty quick. Knock out the whole team. Now we got Toxtricity here. There's 1v2 here, so I'm like, hey, got nothing really to worry about here. Just going to go ahead and just take care of the business. Clutch, and there's our badge. So we got over here, we end up catching a Snom. I'm like, well, we have Larvesta. I'm going to name this one over here Chill Vesta, but we're never going to use them, so it doesn't even matter. Pretty much figured it'd just be something in the back pocket to use. So we're going to find Pneumonia again. Good old Pneumonia. So then, I actually take the Lycanroc this time. He's got the Palmo, so now Palmo's out, and I'm like, hey, gotta go for the Earthquake. I'm gonna get paralyzed. So I'm like, okay. Well, luckily I was able to actually take it out. Sliggoo comes out. You want to just go for the heavy slam, see how that turns out. Actually managed to get him. I'm like, damn, okay, so Helga's on a roll now. Now Scarlet comes out. I'm like, hey, this is going to be easy. Let's go for the Bug Bite, see if we can. But, of course, nothing's going to happen there. But he still managed to actually get a move off, but he's not going to be able to obviously sweep it. So it is what it is. So Koga-san's going to come in here and get the Bug Buzz off and get us the win. So at this point, I decided I actually was going to go ahead and knock out the gym challenge for this now. So went ahead and just did a little ski trip. Had a little fun there. So we go over here. We actually take on the Psychic Gym here. Going to go ahead and lead with kicks. I'm like, Lunge's going to be super effective, and I get an attack drop, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. She's going to set up Reflect. Gardevoir's going to come out. I'm going to just keep going for the lunge here. And I was like, wow, why does it do so much? And I realized, oh yeah, the Reflect's up. That's going to kick my ass. So I'm going to send out Helga. I was like, hey, we got Gardevoir up. We can still go for the Bug Bite. I'm thinking, man, that Reflect's actually being a pain in my ass right now. But managed to get the Gardevoir down. This Panther is going to come out. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. I'm just going to keep going for the heavy slam, trying to get some stab off there. Unfortunately, Helga's going to go down, bring out Miss Strange. And it's kind of not, there's not really much to do here. They're both kind of super effective against each other, so kind of like, it's just kind of who gets to who first. Forty's going to come out. gonna go ahead and do its Restalize. Gonna take out Mid-Range. Take out Kogasan. Try and do some serious damage here. Let's go for the Bug Buzz. Is my strategy. Psyche is gonna one shot. I was like, yeah, totally forgot the poison type thing. It's totally gonna screw him up. At this point, the battle starts to go into a whole different direction. I realized, hey, you know, I probably kind of messed up here, and unfortunately, I did. That's what's gonna bring us to a defeat. We go back again this time, and it's okay. I learned from my mistakes this time, so we're gonna try and set this up a little bit better. Basically, I need to save kicks to come out after the reflect, or at least just maneuver around the reflect so that I'm actually gonna be able to do more damage than what it's gonna take away from me. So we go back again. This time I'm leaning heavily on Helga here, trying to just knock out as much as I can. Kicks comes back out. This time we're gonna go for the lunge. Take out this Panthera. Keep lunging the Gardevoir. Fortunately, Kicks goes out, so now I'm gonna have to go to plan B, see what I can do. So, no, Kogasan's not gonna be able to do anything, so let's see if Alp's able to. He's able to actually do some damage to the Gardevoir. So I'm okay, well, trying to out Mid-Range. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to survive anything, but I actually am, so that's good. And I'm like, yo, this cannot have come in a more perfect moment, so. Now Mid-Range learns Bug Buzz, so I'm like, hey, you know what? It's not going to do anything as it is now, but I know it's going to terrestrialize a Psychic type, so I'm like, hey, let's try and do that to our advantage. We actually do some damage, but unfortunately for you, it's just a Hulk. So Strange isn't going to be able to cut it. Kogasan might, though, so you want to see if we can go for the Bug Buzz here, try and do something, but obviously Psychic's just going to knock him out. Larvesta, even though poor Larvesta literally can't do shit, proves me wrong. One shots it with a Leech Life. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. So you know what? Maybe Larvesta actually is pretty useful after all. So now we're going to the Ice Gym here, and strategy here is that, well, I know Rock's gonna be 4 times effective against the Frostmoth, so I'm gonna take this advantage to go ahead and just keep getting some rollouts going. Baratic's gonna come out, he's gonna go for the Earthquake, not gonna do much. Get 3 rollouts in, going for the 4th. Okay, so now this next one, as long as I can land it, it's gonna be a pretty big hitter. And I hit it, one shot to Satian, get a crit. I'm like, I don't even know if that was necessary. Maybe it was, but who knows. And Altaria comes out, I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's go for the Heavy Slam. Gonna go ahead and Restalize, so nice type. I'm like, let's just wrap this up. Misses the Hurricane, perfect. Barely hangs on there. Hurricane actually does manage to take out Helga that time, but it doesn't even matter. Just get kicks out there, lunge it, boom. And there's our next gym badge. So now we're going to get our photo, our Venus Victory. Now we're going to go ahead and take on the Fairy Compound. As Amara's going to come out, I'm like, okay, well, I was hoping he was going to go for an attack, didn't go first, but now I know he's going for it next time, so I could set up the counter right. But he misses, so okay, we're kind of just bouncing back and forth over here. So, you know, I'm just going to go for Sticky Web. Get the counter off on Azumarill, that one goes down. Then we're going to take on the Wigglytuff. Get the speed drop. I'm like, hey, at this point, I'm just going to try and set up something with Elf. I guess I have Kogasan. Kogasan comes out. I was like, hey, maybe I can get him to go to sleep. It's perfect. I'm like, hey, now I got to get some Quiver Dances off. Try and do something. Get a couple off. He's actually going to go ahead and get the Gyro Ball off, and I was trying to put him back to sleep, but didn't work out. I missed the attack, and he just knocks me out. So now I'm like, hey, you know what? Just take Fortress. I have the type advantage here, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go for the Heavy Slams. So we take out the Darkspawn, and now we got to worry about the River Boom. Okay, maybe we can actually do this one. We got this. He's got the speed drop. We're going to go for a Heavy Slam. At this point, okay, I'm only doing like literally no damage. So I'm going to do a callback, get rid of those attack drops that I took. Gonna go for the Confuse Ray. It's gonna, I'm like, poor Mid-Range just gets confused, but manages at least to get a Mudshot off. A couple Mudshots, gets more speed drops. And he's actually starting to do some decent damage at least. Kicks, gets sent back out, and I'm okay, just same strategy as before, just use the lunges, try and get the attack drops on this. Get a couple off at least. Now, okay, Helga can come back and finish the job. Just heavy slam, do some decent damage. He's gonna get confused. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully he can just keep powering through. Manages to keep going. And this one, okay, we got this. This is a dub. He's gonna confuse me again. I'm like, okay, it's lost, man. You lost. It's alright. So Helga's gonna pull through, and we are gonna get that next compound defeated. So now we're over here, gonna do the Dragon Titan. And of course, there's like all these other little guys here. Like, okay, well, which one of you is it, So you just go around and you just pretty much like, hey, we gotta fight one of these guys. One of them is the Titan. And that's what I forgot. Yeah. It's gonna end up being the one that's like obviously the largest one, but it just didn't click to me. But I went ahead and just knocked out a few of these before it hit me. I'm like, it's clearly this one. So the Don's is gonna go ahead and swallow it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do what we can here. Okay, Donzo's actually going to be quite of a problem. He's like, actually pretty strong. Okay, well, let's try and just do the counter strategy here. And that didn't end up working. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, is he really about to just sweep me here? But he does end up sweeping me. And we end up getting to the point where Arvin now comes in. And as long as we have greed in here, I mean, honestly, I'm not even worried. It's just going to go through the playthrough and actually defeat this thing. And then same old good old kicks coming in through. Just keep lunging. And that's a wrap. Or so we thought. So now he comes back again. Tatsuguri's like, okay, nah, I'm coming back. But luckily, like, for whatever reason, it's not like really an offensive Pokemon. It just pretty much tries his taunts and stuff. So it's like, okay, well, we're just gonna go ahead and just do what we can, knock it out. He does end up taking out the Greedent, but I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter at this point. And that's a wrap. Kicks ends up killing it. So we end up going over here, catching a Scyther. We're gonna go ahead and name him Blade. He's gonna be a permanent part of the team. We end up catching Heracross, name him Hercules. He comes in. And now we're going to the fighting compound. Heracross comes in. Good ass Hercules. So beside there, pretty much just get a couple swords dances off here, and at this point, I'm like, hey, we can go in and sweep with the wing attack. So we take out a few of his Pokemon here, and the Starmobile is actually going to be able to take out Blade. That's not a big deal. Bringing Kicks, and Kicks gets another body there. So we take care of the fighting camp, and now we're onwards to taking on the Director. And with Heracross, he's pretty much just a menace. Just pretty much can Mega Horn sweep his whole team for the most part. Once you get Swarm going, it's pretty much unstoppable as long as he keeps hitting it. So I go through here and pretty much almost single-handedly with Heracross take out the Director's team. He goes down, Larvesta starts getting some action in there. Gonna swap back out into Kicks. So he ends up saying Quaquaval. He's gonna terrestrialize. I'm like, okay, well, he's at the fighting type now, so I can keep going for the lunge, at least try and get some attack drops. And he's just gonna Aqua Stomp all over my whole fucking team, pretty much. I'm like, hopefully Strange can put up some resistance, and he just barely manages to win. I'm like, thank God. So now we get to the good point where now we're gonna take on Penny. Penny brings out Umbreon. I'm like, okay, well, just bring on Hercules. He's gonna go for the attack drop. I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter. I got Swords Dance here. He's gonna go for that. And with the math, they end up being at least +1. So I'm like, okay, well, gonna miss the first Mega Horn, but then I land the second one. Flareon comes out. Okay, go for the Brick Break. Takes out the Flareon. Vaporeon comes out. So I had to go for Mega Horn. I missed the first one. I'm like, well, that's a wrap. I survive. I was like, oh, wow. Thought I was going to make it, but then a quick attack takes me out. I'm like, okay, well, time for Kicks to get some action. Gonna go for the Show Blades to get the speed boost. Go for the Hydro Pump. Now we got Swarm activated. I'm like, okay, well, I should outspeed. I do. Get the lunge. He's done. Send out the Leafeon. I'm going to go again. Send another lunge. I was hoping it would one-shot it, but it didn't. He managed to hang in there. So I'm okay, well, Blade can come in. Hopefully I get a Swords Dance up. I get one up. It's like, you know what? I get greedy. I'm like, I'm going to go for two. And then it's like, hey, you just go for the quick attack, get the priority. Let's get Leafeon out of there. He gets Jolteon. I'm like, okay, well now, a little bit of a grind. And, of course, Jolteon's fast as hell, so he's just going to take me out with Thunder. But luckily I got Helga here with Earthquake, and with two of those, we take out Jolteon, not a problem. Then we have Sylveon. I'm like, okay, well now he's going to go ahead and Terrasilize. So Terrasilize a Fairy types. I'm like, okay, well, see what I can do here. I went for the Earthquake. Should have gone for the Heavy Slam. Wasn't thinking though. I just decided I'm going to keep going for the Earthquake, but obviously that was a bad play. I get destroyed there. The Strange comes out. I'm just going to use Baby Dolls. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, because, I mean, I'm definitely a special attacker, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm like, well, Larvesta comes out. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what I can do. I mean, he's, at this point, Larvesta's physical attack's bigger than his special, so I'm like tied between what to do. I was like, well, do I risk that, risk that? I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and go for a special attack here. And, of course, I'm immobilized by Love, because apparently this worm just loves the Sylveon, but luckily, get the Bug Buzz off, take out Sylveon. Now we're going to get a Volcarona, finally. Now we can go ahead and start taking some buys with that big boy right there. We're going to go through here and go ahead and get done with our championship assessment. And we're going to fight Rika. So at this point, lead with Hercules here. Main strategy here is pretty much just get the Swords Dances up. Yeah, so once the Future Sight comes in, I realize, hey, I just got to go for the offensive, so I'm just going to start attacking. We get 2 down. I'm going to take the Future Sight attack, but it won't do too much. Donphan comes out, go for the Mega Horn. But I forget this thing's got Sturdy, but now Swarm's in effect. But that's not going to matter much. That Trio's probably going to outspeed me, which it does, so that's fine. Gonna bring out Kickset here and go for a good old strategy, going for the lunge. So at this point now Cloudsire is coming out. We know he's gonna Terrasilize and it's gonna be an Earth type, so I was thinking, okay, well, what's gonna be the strategy we use here for this? So I'm just gonna go for Throat Chop, he goes for Liquidation. So now I got Swarm up, and luckily with the crit and the lunge, gets us our first win on the Elite Four. Now we got Poppy on here, so my strategy with this one was pretty much just take advantage of Volcarolla's Quiver Dance and gonna capitalize us with the Fiery Dance. Only need to get a little bit of speed because the majority of Steel types aren't gonna be that fast. So as long as I'm able to outspeed the majority of them, I'm just pretty much capitalizing on the special attack boost I can get from here. You go for that Fire Dance, take out Magnezone, it's got Sturdy, it's going to set up a light screen, so I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but not really. I'm pretty much up, like, I think, like, +4 special attack, so it doesn't even really matter. Tinton's going to come out, and it's going to go ahead and do Terrasalization over into a Steel type, but that's not going to matter. I go here, do that Fire Dance. Nearly one-shot it, but I do lose Volcarola, but at this point, it's not even that big of a deal. I'm going to go ahead and bring out Hercules, gonna break, take the light screen out, and effectively gonna get us a second dub. So we heal up, and next is Larry, the Elite Four, so he's gonna send out Tropius, and I send out Helga. Basically, I'm just gonna try and do rollout, just pretty much capitalize on the damage, but I'm gonna get a flinch on that first air slash, so that's gonna ruin things. I just go ahead and go for the heavy slam, and then before you know it, I'm out. So now I'm like, okay, you know what? Now we're just gonna send a Volcarona. Try and take advantage of this Sunlight design here, get some more extra damage with the Fiery Dance. Get a special attack boost. And now this Killer Butterfly is out on the attack. Pretty much sweeping through his team here. There's not really much he can do at this point. Not only am I pretty much outspeeding his whole team, but like my special attack boost is off the charts. Even with the resistance, Altaria pretty much held on, but we end up taking it out anyway. Then at this point, he's going to set up Flamigo. He's going to go ahead and do his Terrasalization. It's just going to be a flying type, so pretty much with all the boosts, another Fiery Dance. Just going to take care of it. And there we go. So there's number 3 done. Now all we have left is the Dragon type. So now we're on to Hassel here. He's going to lead with Noivern. I'm going to send out Helga. And then you're going to try and get some heavy slams off here. I get pretty lucky at this point. He like missed Super Fang here, but I went ahead and kept just trying to go for the rollout clause. I ended up taking out with 2 rollouts, which is pretty solid. Trying to go for the third. Almost take out the Dragology, but it wasn't enough. So after Helga goes down, we bring out Blade, try and get a Swords Dance up. Apparently, I was not expecting to have T-Bolt, so that's what's going to paralyze me. So now I got to decide, am I going to try and actually hold on to the next scissor? And I was like, I did. So he missed the Rock Tomb, and that's what ended up helping me out there. I was like, well, got a little greedy. I was like, I should have just gone for the quick attack. I was like, going to try and get another X scissor off, but it's all right. So then bring out good old Miss Strange here, try and get some damage off here. So now he's trying to do Elite C, try and set up. I'm like, okay, well, at this point, doesn't even matter. Excalibur comes out. I'm going to try and go for a Psychic. Obviously, he's going to get priority and outspeed me here. So Miss Strange is pretty much just going to get fucking face fucked. So I bring out Hercules. I just got to survive a Glade Rush. And I do. Awesome. I get the Swarm Boost, Mega Horn, and that's a wrap. So Hercules brings in the dub for us there. Now we're on to the champion, Gita. So she's going to lead with Asfaria. I'm going to bring out Volcarona here. I'm going to go for the same Quiver Dance strategy. And it was at this point that I didn't know it was Phaethra. I had Opportunist, so I'm like, I just fucked myself. Now he outspeeds Volcarona, so now I'm like, okay, now my back's against the wall here, so I'm kind of just relying on Helga's bulkiness to try and survive some attacks here and just get some chip damage off. We get pretty close to at least taking it out, so I'll bring in Miss Strange here to at least do a final hit here. So finally Space 3 is down, but now we're in a bad situation because now we're a couple down and she still has pretty much her whole team alive. King Game Man's just going to take out Miss Strange because no one's business. But the Reflect's done now, so now I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and at least get for the Swords Dance. He's going for the Zen Headbutt. It's going to give me Swarm, so okay, maybe I can use Mega Horn in my back pocket now. King Game Man goes down. We're just going to go for accuracy over power now. Take out Go-Go. Now we go to Veluza. So now I'm like, okay. I got lucky. Somehow Heracross outspeeded Veluza. I was like, hey, this is perfect. So now the battle turns into my favor. So I use a Mega Horn. I'm actually landing hits. Now Glamora comes out. I know Terrestrialization's coming, so I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do? I decided, I'm just going to go for the Brick Break, hope that it's going to be strong enough to take out Glamora. And apparently, he got priority on me, so Glamora just outsped Hercules. So now I bring out kicks here. I get lucky with the confusion on the axe kick. I'm like, bro, this could not have been more clutch either. And it ended up hurting us over confusion. And then kicks once again is going to come in clutch and bring us the dub. So now we beat the Elite Four. Now we're going to go ahead and take on Pneumonia in the post-championship fight. So she's going to lead with Lycanroc. I bring out kicks. She's going to set with the Stealth Rock. I'm going to go for Trailblaze just to get the speed boost going on. I'm going to go and get a lunge going. I'm going to take out Lycanroc. So now Palma's going to come in and I got to realize, well, how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for the axe kick. I'm going to completely miss. But after he takes me out with the close combat, we got some defensive drops we can take advantage of, but that's not going to matter. Stealth Rock's up and basically cripples Volcarona. So Find Out's gone. We bring out Hercules. And I was like, well, just go for the Mega Horn. I was hoping he was going to bring me down low enough to activate Swarm, but he didn't, so it's fine. Since I know he's already going out, I went ahead and took advantage of the Swords Dance. The Dunsparce comes out. He's going to take him out with a Brick Break. Now Orthworm comes out and pretty much do the same thing. Just Brick Break, take out the Orthworm. So Gudra comes out and I decided, I'm going to go for the Mega Horn. It's a good call because then I get the Swarm boost with it. Scarlet comes out. I'm like, okay. We've done this before. Just going to go for the Mega Horn. Hopefully we outspeed. We'll be fine. If not, then we have others to go against. He misses the Play Rough, which is perfect. Take out with the Mega Horn. And that is going to be it. So we go over to the battle with Arven. Pretty much nothing really eventful. Hercules is pretty much going to single-handedly sweep his whole team. With the exception of Mobostiff, so he does end up going down from the Fire Fang, but then Blade comes out and pretty much just takes out Mobostiff. So now we're going to move on over here, and I decided, I'm just going to try and just climb all the way up here and just hop over to the next part of the game. I find out that Garchomp apparently just live up here in this whole crater part. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want any of this. I'm gonna go run away. Fuck that. So then after this, we're gonna go ahead and finish this part of the story, and then we're gonna go ahead and fight the professor, the final battle. So I'm gonna send out Slitherwing, and I'm gonna send out Scyther. I'm gonna try and go for the Swords Dance, get the speed boost. I'm up +1 now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the wing attack. Take out one hit, which turns out perfect. Fluttermane's gonna come out, and then we're gonna try and go for another wing attack, but he's gonna outspeed us. So Blade's out now. Gonna send out Helga, and with Helga, we go for the heavy slam. Survive with Sturdy, which is perfect. Take out Fluttermane. Now Bonnet's gonna come out, so Bonnet comes out. I'm like, okay, well let me just try and get another thing in there, but obviously it doesn't matter. 1 HP isn't enough. So I decide, okay, critical point in the game, how do we want to go through with this? I decided I'm going to go ahead and try and get a Quiver Dance set up with Volcarona. Going to get the burn. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So now I'm going to take advantage of this, just keep going for the Quiver Dancing. And I have to try and time it right with Sucker Punch, because I won't survive another Sucker Punch. Unfortunately, I didn't time it right, so Volcarona goes out, but now I got Hercules. So I decide I'm going to try to do another setup, Swords Dance setup with him. Try and get a couple of those up. He's going to go for the Giga Drain. Doesn't do anything. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let's go. +6 attack. Let's do this. So after I get those up, I'm like, okay, just going to go for accuracy. Going to break through this. It's going to be no problem. But then Screamtail comes up. I'm like, okay, well, now I got a problem. And he outsped me, so, okay, that sucked. And now at this point, I'm like, well, my morale's low. At this point, I feel like, just like all the other attempts here, I was like, okay, this battle is not going to go well. I ended up fighting her several times before this, and I think it's like probably like the 9th or 10th time I fought her. But at this point, I'm like, hey, Miss Strange can try and do something. Sending kicks, and kicks somehow survives the power gem, gets the speed boost, go for the lunge. Okay, I actually think I have a chance now. Roaring Moon comes in like, fuck it, send it. We're just going to go for another lunge to see what happens. And he goes for the lunge. And I cannot believe it. It was a one-hit KO. I was like, Jesus! Kicks, man! Came in clutch once again, man. That was awesome. That was awesome. After several attempts, I was like, that was literally what I needed to see. And lunge came through once again. Good old kicks, man. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. Give me other suggestions too as far as what you'd like to see. If you want to see more Nuzlocke, competitive play, go ahead and drop that stuff in the comments. Other than that, please don't forget to give this video a like, and please subscribe so that way you can go ahead and remain up to date on all the videos I push out. And I'll see you in the next video, y'all.